From the home of the 12s, they raised the banner just a moment ago. We are set for football at Lumen Field here a mile south of downtown Seattle. Today we start the new year with an NFC matchup out west, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. A new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. Motion left, Cup. A run there on first down gets him a yard to the 26. Now this one, CD, an interesting one to start the season in the NFC West. A lot of people think that this is the 49ers division to lose, but you call caution, not so fast.
Remember Seattle in 2022? A playoff team, and the Rams, they took a dip, but renewed sense of purpose, renewed sense of optimism, and 14 picks used in the NFL draft. The Rams think they can be back a lot quicker.
On second down, here's Stafford. Oh, his first throw of the season is intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's enough how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes. So we got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such. But the two kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it come out to the 25 like it does in college. You like that?
I don't. I don't like it at all. I don't like it in college. I don't like it in the NFL. I want to have something different. And I really wanted the special teams coaches to be a little bit more involved. But I do understand why the league is doing it. They believe it promotes safety, and it's hard to argue against that.
What about, this is the other one, guys can now wear the number 0. We've already seen some make the switch, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Braxton Berrios, amongst others.
Yeah, and you know something? When you see those guys make that move, I don't mind that at all right? A little more expressionism for these guys. I love it. I just think we didn't go far enough. What about 00, like Jim Otto used to wear or Kenny Burrow used to wear? Let's add that back to the NFL jerseys.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. from the 43. Here's 2nd down and 8. And they'll send Kupp in motion right. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. And they'll send Kupp in motion right. Now a play fake it at Stafford. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. Inside the 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, it's now a 2-touchdown lead in the opening quarter. Following that pick six, they are off to a fast start in this one.
And absolutely ecstatic on the sideline after that play, aren't they? Not just because they've got the lead, but how about seeing one of their guys get a chance to take it in for 6? Already up a pair of touchdowns. They've got everything going their way early on.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
On first down, it's Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. He may go. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. But you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for L.A.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll go again here with Akers. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That'll give them 8 that time, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Now a 2nd and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Stafford now to throw. Open man right side is Cup, complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 21-0 our score after 1. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Motion left, Cup. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Here's Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Only able to gain a couple there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Here's Stafford. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there. Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Maher is good. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
They run with the 2nd-year man. It's Kenneth Walker. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Walker with another carry. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Well, they gave themselves options there on the third down play, and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, 63 yards. And the Seahawks are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Myers connects on the PAT. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So after the run for a yard, here comes 2nd and 9 from the 26. Throwing is Stafford. They'll try and lay this out for Chosen. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now Stafford. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. Back deep, Tariq Woolen. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Check, check. Lucky. Safe. 35's the night.
They'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. That's into the hands of Khalif Raymond. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 16 more on that one and another first down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, They might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground. On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Rams are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Meanwhile, Stafford's throw here hauled in by Kupp. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now a 1st down throw. Stafford. That'll be caught. It's Kupp. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Stafford on 1st down. Throw left side, complete to Kupp. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Second down and a yard. Stafford. Going up top for Kupp. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Seahawks are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. Well, that is interception number 4 for him, Charles. 4 here in the first half alone, and they're already trailing by 4 possessions.
Makes me wonder, partner, do they just not have any confidence at all in the backup, or do they just have that much confidence in him? Able to throw 4 picks already, they're certainly hoping that he can turn things around and quickly.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
On second down, here's the option. There he goes left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Beating him there with his legs, 21 yards, first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Here's 2nd and 3. Stroud now on 2nd down. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And Metcalf going to have the Seahawks first down as he's inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Another completion there. And we think back to the draft in the spring. This franchise essentially handing him the keys to the operation, a top 5 pick. Charles, how ready do you think he is?
I think he's ready for the NFL in terms of size, speed, the makeup of him, the character of him. The key's going to be, will this team accept everything he brings to the game and adapt to it? Not just necessarily plug him into something that he doesn't do well.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. He'll find Metcalf. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. Now 2nd and 5. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ken Walker scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Sponge. No. Hey. Hey, turn it up.
Hands it off out of the gun. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Back to throw, Stafford. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
79 Broncos.
Stroud on 3rd down now. And Walker with it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener.
60, Panther 60, Dragon 60. Check 99.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Stroud off the play fake. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And the Rams are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
Right there.
In motion goes the tight end.
He's coming. We got double up. Hey, 70.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 65 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. He's making quite a splash here in his NFL debut.
Well, he was advertised as being NFL ready, and both you and I tend to arch an eyebrow a little bit when we first hear that, but I think that they were right about this one.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and a yard. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
54, right there, 54, Mike. Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. Hey. Come to me, it's me. 50.
On first down, Stafford here. And that'll be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
2nd and 10.
Monday. Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Motion left, Cup. That's into the hands of Chosen. Touchdown, L.A. Robbie Chosen, 31 yards. And the Rams are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but, yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there. Maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the fourth quarter, and now can really take some time off the clock. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. They intercept Stroud again, the 3rd time in this game. John Johnson with the INT. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. And that is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he is going to have the Rams first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Blue 60. Ringo. Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day.
Now Stafford. Throws left side. Atwell's got it. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
56. Months 56. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Mike 56. Mike 56. Then we got to get to the ball. Middle, middle, middle. Check 26. Check 26. 36. 36. Hatchet. Hatchet.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Not a whole lot there on first and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal?
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Watch the fly. Watch the fly.
Stafford. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. All told, it's a loss of 8 on the play. And now what we have here, a third and goal. Stafford going to change it up here. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Maher is good, and they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably Walker hit and the ball is out. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Following the fumble recovery, Stafford. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 18 yards that time to push him up first and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Now it's Stafford. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Touchdown, Rams. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Rams have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Jordan Brooks with it.
Well, there's some excitement, right? Go for 2, and instead it gets picked off. And how about the return? Give them a lot of credit, though, for not giving up after the play.
Yeah, the troops rallied.
Exactly, and getting back there, making the tackle, and not giving up 2 points themselves.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another run on second down, trying to cover up. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and that should just about do it. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. That one looks like he'll throw here. Short throw to Disley. It's a gain of 6, and that ought to just about do it. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1. Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
From the gun, it's Walker. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Well, this was not just